Hello everybody, how's it going? We are here with a general and timeless reading. Welcome to the channel. My name is Gabriella. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that you've been definitely reflecting on something, maybe more so in a private space. It looks like there's a situation that you're getting to the point of asking yourself, is this really worth it for me to be a part of? Do I feel like this has become too much? Am I mentally prepared and ready to move on? And you being in this space where a decision needs to be made about this. What I'm getting is that you already know what you want to do within this situation. You just may not have actually done it for many reasons. However, if you make the decision that you truly want to make and you're really putting yourself first within this situation and asking yourself, like, is this really working for me? Or do I feel like this has expired in some sort of way? It looks like you're going to be moving on from it. This is anything that is bringing like a hectic energy into your life that you feel is unnecessary and it's not connected with your alignment. But I'm seeing there be this responsibility for you to be in charge of what it is that you are creating and to take accountability in that way. Otherwise, you're always going to feel like you're at the mercy of other people, which is ironic because that ends up being something that you create. Like, if that's your belief, then you create your reality to be that. But if you create your reality where you're not at the mercy of other people, then that's also what you're creating too. Reciprocity. Doesn't it always come down to this? It seems like you need to enforce something here. Like, if I'm showing up, this is how I expect things to go. If they're not like that, I'm going to set a boundary. Maybe I won't be coming around anymore. Maybe I'm going to find a different job, or maybe I'm going to prioritize a different relationship. So this is you getting to a point where, one, you establish your values, how you want to be treated, what an equal exchange looks like to you, what a balanced exchange looks like to you, how you want to be handled when you're dealing with another person. So you think about those things, then comes the time for you to express those things because people can't read your mind. So this is you being in a space where you're like, these are the rules, or these are my boundaries, or this is what it is, and now I'm going to express that because how else is anybody supposed to know? Sometimes it can be like a wish or a desire or a fantasy for people to be able to read our minds and give us the things that we want. But this is a collaborative effort of, if you have some sort of standard or if you are expecting to be treated a certain way, it is on you to be communicating that. So that's where your responsibility comes in here. Giving the other person the chance to show up or to tell you, like, oh, that is compatible with what I can give to you, or that's not compatible with what I can give to you. And that doesn't mean anything about the other person if they can't or can give that to you, other than we are compatible right now within this interaction or we're not. And then it's on you, again, to make a decision of, is that something that I can compromise on, or is that not okay with me and I need to do this elsewhere? And being in a space where you're really trying to work with other people while also still expressing what respect looks like to you. This can be the beginning of a project that you are working on, a beginning of a relationship, a partnership. something where another person's involved, this would entail you doing something that is moving you in the direction of this thing. So you're magnetized. And it seems like this is not a solo journey of, I'm going to start creating pottery. This is like by myself. This is, I'm going to start creating pottery with this person too. So whatever this is that you're doing, you're interested in going in this direction, and you are not alone. Somebody else is here with you. So this can be you working on a project with somebody. This can be like, I'm producing beats and now I have somebody that's coming through and they are going to be advertising or selling, or they're going to work on it with me, or they're going to be like rapping on the track. Whatever this is for you that you're doing, whether this be like an interest or a project where you're collaborating with somebody, or this be a relationship where you're like, I want to start things with this person. Do you think that we can make things balanced? You're going to need to communicate your expectations, your value as well. Like, hey, if we're going to do this, I want to split it halfway, whatever that looks like to you. When it comes to resources, which can be, if I'm showing up and giving you my time on this day, like I want you to also reciprocate in this way for me. Or like, let's break this down so like you get 50% and I get 50%. So this is working out like the logistics in that way with somebody, communicating what you do know. You're not always going to know everything when you get into a situation with somebody. More or less. Also depends on the situation. Sometimes, like if this is a business partnership, you may have like a contract written up already because this is something that you've done. If it's something that's like more informal, where it's a relationship with somebody within your personal life, you're not necessarily going to have a contract written up. I mean, who knows? I don't know your life. Maybe you do. But for most of us, I think this would be more so like, these are the things that are coming to mind now that feel relevant, that are important for me to express. I'm invested in starting this thing with you, and there's show that this person is also interested in going in this direction with you. So now it seems like it's about figuring this out. This is exciting. So a new thing. I think there's like concern or worry. For some of you, you've been like really let down and disappointed before, whether this be something that came up for you where you pushed like someone away when you've been in a similar situation, or you've been like hurt or felt like you've been taken advantage of by other people. I'm definitely seeing like musings of that coming up here for you. It's something to keep in mind. That's not to say this is something that's going to play out, but it may be something where there may still be some like pain that you're carrying with you that is feeling maybe triggered by you opening yourself up to connecting with another person in whatever way this is that you're connecting with someone. So again, just something to be aware of. I'm not saying you necessarily need to do anything about it yet. It just seems like it's something that's popping up where your guides are like, hey, pay attention to how you're feeling and why that is popping up for you. I'm hearing experience, and I'm also hearing experiment. It seems like trying to figure something out through trying, participating. You may be having a disagreement with this person. I'm seeing the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is something to be worked out. I'm seeing it be connected with whatever's going on between you and this person. Can be about like what's actually going on within this dynamic, roles that are being played, what you guys mean to one another, what that means to the universe. Seems like it's something that it comes up, it gets addressed, and then we move on from it. This is what I'm seeing here. So I'm not seeing there necessarily be like we're getting stuck on this. I'm seeing there be like this thing happens. This is like the drama of something popping up, and then we move on from it. So this is like mentally, like I really do feel like we've settled this in some way. We move on. It's been resolved. I guess we're going to get more into the background of why this is popping up. So you have a decision to make, like whether or not this is going to work for you. What I'm getting is that like this was a new thing, it looks like, that you were trying out anyway, which is good to try things because it was like a 50-50 chance whether or not this would work out for you. But also don't get in a space where you try something, it's not working out, and then you feel for some reason that you need to stay trying to make it work when you're seeing that it's not actually working for you. It's about being able to be like true and authentic in every moment of like, I'm inspired to go in this direction. Oh, when I'm not feeling inspired anymore, is it time to change direction, or is this something that I want to continue on? And like constantly asking yourself in every moment, like, what does this look like for me? Is this working for me? Do I want to like take a couple steps back, which isn't really a couple steps back. Like you're actually moving forward, but there may be some like unchaining that's happening here. King of Cups. So you're moving into a space by you like really being true to yourself and also not getting so caught up in the drama that you don't move forward. I'm seeing you actually get into a space where you look pretty grounded, composed, wanting to work things out, wanting to be in a state, maybe you're struggling with this right now. I'm seeing you be like, I know that I can be in this space, but this situation is like really challenging for me actually. Five of Pentacles can also be like what's even the point of me being in this energy anyway? Like you may feel there's like a hopelessness within this situation, but it seems like you're going to get what you need. From a zoomed out perspective, you are going to get what you need if you remain grounded and present through this process, aware of what you're doing and the decisions that you're making. This looks like a recipe for resentment here that I'm seeing in some way. Something may have begun popping up for you. These two cards here, think about any type of like water sign energy, right? And all of us have water somewhere in our charts. We all have a moon. We all have Neptune. So you think of water and Pluto, and you and your water energy, which is all about the feeling function and what's going on inside for you. And this is like feeling charged towards somebody of, I need to protect myself because this person's going to take advantage of me in some way. Like I see myself versus this person. Like this is a card of separateness. This is somebody being like, I need to like win the game or take advantage before another person can do that to me. And so this breeds like a sense of resentment. It can, but this is like, if I can truly get into this grounded space where I'm not bypassing, because if one is bypassing, this is definitely going to pop up. Bypassing is like, I'm bothered right now. I'm not going to address it. I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm not going to transmute it, but I'm going to be like, no, I'm fine right now. And then you have this end up coming up. So it kind of gets like thrown up in some way. And this is like, how do we work on that? So this can be you feeling a type of way towards your partner that you're working with. This can be them feeling something towards you right now. It doesn't feel great. This can be two stubborn energies where it's like, this was supposed to be fun and like both of us wanted to do this. Like this is the beginning of like a game or a dance that we're doing with one another that both of us were like, yeah, I want to like get in there, like take me off the bench. you come off of the bench and then it's like maybe somebody got a little bit competitive. This can be like, it's not fun anymore, I'm not having fun anymore type of situation, where it's like this was supposed to be us working together and now it's turned into like me versus you. But Temperance says that with patience and communication and taking your time to figure things out, this can be resolved between you and this person, but it means addressing what the actual conflict is, so you guys can genuinely move on from this. In a real and honest way. This isn't, again, it's not bypassing, it's not saying I've moved on when I really haven't moved on and I'm like still bearing that. This is like, I've actually moved on because I feel like we've addressed what the issue is, what this catalyst is. But it's going to take working with this person to actually figure that out, and you guys hearing each other out to make those connections. Because there is an opportunity that comes after that. Like I'm seeing once you work things out, temperance is not easy. This means like I got to stick within this situation and work things out with this person and figure out what's going on here. This is like using grace and patience and forgiveness and openness, opening your heart. This is like, Sagittarius is also bringing your like higher understanding, because Sagittarius represents the higher mind. And your connection with the things that go like outside of just this worldliness. This is like taking the suits off and just seeing that person across from you as like another soul in there, and connecting with them and working things out in that way and getting to the bottom of what this is. And I'm seeing 5 of Wands being reduced. So this means like this is going to be simplified then. By addressing it, you get to that point of knowing what's going on here and then knowing where to go from there. And having the 5 minus the 1 equals then the 4 of Wands. And that means stability now between you and this person. And here is the Queen of Wands. This means, like, now I know, in this situation, maybe my boundaries had been crossed. This is informing me as to what my boundaries are, and now I can communicate them with you. Like this sort of thing. So this is you having the opportunity now to move into this space where you know yourself better, you're advocating for yourself, and you are actively addressing these things and communicating it, so you don't put yourself in a position like this anymore. It's been a whole learning experience with you and this person, which it can be taken as such, unless you feel like you're too mad to be addressing this or too whatever to be addressing it, and then you just throw your hands up and you give up on it, if that's what you want to do. It really depends. But I am seeing something that can be worked out with this person. It just depends on really what you are willpower, what you're willing to do within this situation. And that's your manifesting energy. It's your solar plexus. So this is like what is truly going on as far as your will and how you're applying it to this situation, because that's going to be the outcome. Also this other person too. But yeah, temperance is not easy when we're working with another person. Like the most difficult yogas are our relationships. But I am seeing, if you were wondering, like, should I really just move on from this and give up on it, or should I spend time trying to work this out? You can find a solution and work this out, is what the energy is saying. So this isn't something you need to walk away from, but it's going to take you learning through this process, you understanding, you being patient, maybe making some mistakes, admitting to when we make mistakes, or when we've hurt somebody, or when they've hurt us. Getting more familiar with your values, and then getting to the point where you're expressing them, and also understanding that if somebody is crossing your boundaries, it is your job to be expressing that. And laying down the groundwork to... Boundaries are about like teaching people how we want to be treated. And so really that's what this is coming down to. And maybe you didn't know something before. Like maybe there was something that you didn't realize was a boundary before that now you are realizing is a boundary. So it's about understanding that through experience we grow and expand. and become more conscious and more aware. And that's exactly what's happening here. May not be the easiest thing, because I think it can feel very challenging when we have some sort of conflict with somebody, but I'm seeing definitely resolution here if that's what you're committed to. Okay? I'm looking at Gemini and Sag. Okay, my friends. It's interesting too, because Gemini is considered the lower mind and Sag is considered the higher mind. And both of them are like on top of one another, like kind of synthesizing. So it's interesting to see that type of energy here, like something is being brought together, even sort of like melting into one another. Like a transcending energy through completion. All right, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.